Video on the best settings to use on StreamLabs OBS in order to stream and do everything you need to on a low-end PC. Let's get started. Alright, so down here we're already opened up in StreamLabs. We're going to press on the settings tab in the bottom left. Going to go to general, and right here where it says delete cache and restart, you're going to want to do that, and it's actually going to bring you all the way out of Streamlabs and make you sign back in again. But oftentimes people have never done this or do it very little, and it tends to slow down and reduce the FPS you get when you are streaming. So I recommend doing that. Everything else on the general tab is pretty self-explanatory. You don't need to change it. If we go to output though, you're going to want to go to advanced. Don't have to mess with the audio track, but over here where it says encoder, if you have a low-end PC, oftentimes it's going to have you on software 264, and that's fine. But if you know that your graphics card is better, then if you click it, it'll drop down and have some kind of like in something depending on your graphics card, and you would want to choose that if you knew the graphics card was better than the software in your computer. So moving on, right here where it says rate control, you want to keep it at CBR, and then for the bit rate, it's going to be determined based on your internet connection. So if you go and run a speed test, just type in Google, run a speed test. Depending on your upload speed, you should multiply that by like 1,000, and you have like a general idea of where to keep your bit rate at. I usually keep my keyframe at around 0 to 2. It really doesn't matter. I think it's more preference than anything. For profile and tune, you don't really have to mess with those. And when you go to video, if you don't have the best PC, you can't really do 1080p and output to 1080p as well, because that's gonna make your computer be running at full, like maximum capacity. So what I do is I'll output it to 720, which is like one scale down, and then I keep my downscaled filter at bicubic, and that tends to work for me pretty well. So you can continue to play at 1080p, but it's going to output it in your stream to 720, which really isn't that big of a difference, but it makes a huge difference in FPS. Over here where it says advanced, bring the process priority to above normal. That'll emphasize the amount of CPU it uses to run all the different processes that you have to when you're streaming. For color format, you don't really need to change anything, and all the rest here is good. So now that we're done with that, go ahead and exit out or minimize and go to your desktop, and if you have a NVIDIA, go to the control panel by right-clicking on the desktop and then clicking the control panel. And then where it says adjust image settings with preview, I keep mine at balanced, but depending on your PC, you can do performance and it'll just reduce the quality a little bit, or you can go all the way up to quality and it'll be focused on more quality and less performance. But I like to keep mine at a balance. Then you're going to go to this manage 3D settings tab, and this is probably the most important. You're going to go to program settings, and once it loads up, you're going to want to press add, and then find where it says obs64.exe, and you're going to click that, and where it says select the preferred graphics processor for this program, you're going to want to go to integrated graphics, You want to do this so that it's not using your NVIDIA or your graphics card in order to run the processes through OBS. That's going to take less stress off of it, and it'll make things run a little bit better. You're also going to want to do the same thing for StreamLabs OBS. And then what I like to do is I like to make sure that all the games that I'm usually playing are set up with the high performance NVIDIA processor. So go to all your main games and whatever else you want and change that, and it should make it run a little smoother. And now that you're done with that, it really is just a matter of updating all your processes. So if you have an NVIDIA like I do, go to the GeForce Experience and make sure you check for updates in your drivers. Like it says here, I just updated probably 2 days ago. And then, but if you don't have the NVIDIA, I'm sure you could look it up on Google and find exactly what you need. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, leave a comment on my YouTube channel, and if it helped, leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.